A few months ago, I made a post announcing the removal of the worst Ninjago series due to the voice actors stating not to use AI to replicate their voices, and a lot of people were very upset by this, so that is why I'm making this video. And yeah, I know, it did take me a while to do this simply because I have so many other video projects and I put this on the back burner. Under all the other nonsense that was this series, there was a story I had wedged in there that I didn't have enough time to tell, but I also didn't expect the amount of attention it got at all. No joke, I sat in my room like, how can I make the worst Ninjago video like ever? It was meant to be a joke, and people liked it, which made it into a series. One that was filled to the brim with sentences never before conceived in the English language, the use of poorly edited imagery accompanied with the grainy quality, weird background song that just kept playing over and over. All of that became part of its charm. But what was it exactly? Why was everyone except Cole and Nia saying outlandish stuff? Why was Jay the living embodiment of a natural disaster compared to everyone else? All of that will be answered. This is the worst Ninjago video you will ever see series explained.
A little help here.
Episode 1 starts with Kai saying fun facts about the hottest temperature ever, with Zane fading in saying how hot a supernova is. Then Jay calmly states that he has an active court case. Later, Zane is on a date with Pixel, and he expresses his love for her in different isotopes that spell out I love you. This makes the explosion that Zane hired for emphasis to appear, with Lloyd and Kai in the distance witnessing this play out. Lloyd remembers Harumi, and Kai states that Lloyd has La Roche-Posay sunscreen in his shoes. We now go to Jay's active court case trial, with Nia as his lawyer, Kai is the judge, Zane and Lloyd are the jury, and Cole is there as an observer. Jay has been accused of imploding and turning into a black hole, which is illegal. Kai says all black holes are people with freckles. Jay then states he is filled with Amazon warehouses, which is kind of admitting to the crime as he has condensed all the mass of those warehouses into himself, making him essentially a black hole. Nia is confused beyond belief, so she asks if there's any video evidence. Lloyd says no, cause Cole ate it. The court case does not go well for Jay as he is found guilty and thrown into the Nicolas Cage. Nia walks away from all this confused, but suddenly the Amazon warehouse appears thanks to Zane. He tells Nia not to ask why it looks like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, cause he sealed Mickey away as he was trying to frame him for being pregnant with a car. It is illegal for Zane to give birth. Nia asks if they can go into the warehouse anyway, and Zane takes her in. They find Kai doing an unlawful investigation of the scene. Kai is not supposed to have access to this building as Cole is the only one who is allowed to investigate crime scenes. Kai says that he was actually allowed in from Zane's pregnancy test. Kai leaves the scene with a power that Zane gave him, a power Zane regrets giving him. Nia says this is all pointless since she thought this would help with whatever the heck is going on with Jay. Zane assures her it wasn't pointless and summons a plane to make the warehouses appear. Kai reports back to Jay, who has been released from the Nicolas Cage, to say that he's found Cole's DeviantArt account, suggesting that they are teaming up. Kai says they need to take down Zane and his drum of baby butt paste. Then Nia wakes up to find Zane gone, but Jay appears, and Nia's like, oh my gosh, what's going on with you? To which he ambushes her with 10,000 wasps. We cut to Cole and Lloyd hunkering down in Cole's house, and Zane appears just to tell Lloyd his legs are gone. It's time for the news report. Lloyd has meerkats in his dishwasher and then gets vaporized instantly. Zane states he gets neutered because of the Pepto-Bismol rain. Kai and Lloyd squabble for a bit and start a fight in the newsroom. Then it cuts to Jay's segment where he says that Zane sucked in all of his wasps, implying that Zane came in and saved Nia from being ambushed. Zane says they need to be cooked better, but then Jay drops that he hopes Pixel enjoys being in his Bengay cream. This infuriates Zane to the point where he starts glitching out. We'll come back and talk about why this happened later. Anyway, Nia has wandered off. She's growing tired of being in this stupid realm and wants everything to end, and as if on cue, Jay comes tumbling in saying he made a deadly error. Nia plays it off until she sees the glitched out mess that is Zane. Back to the newsroom, Lloyd is getting beat up by Timon, and Kai says he's an unmilked exoplanet because of Cole's new energy drink.
Zane threw him into the Venus dimension.
In Zane's rage, Jay is floating in the Venus dimension. Jay takes interest in this, saying it's their first time playing, and claims he is ready to take down Zane and his baby butt paste and tactical tampons. And then they go on a drama show called The Kind of Fake Building Women of Impact Craters. Zane and Lloyd have an argument that ends up with Zane turning Lloyd's brainstem into Keanu Reeves. The moon crashes into Kai and takes the kids. Then Zane asks Nia to call Windows Vista, which she doesn't know why she would do that. So Zane's like, okay, never mind. Cole, you do it instead. But Cole remembers when Zane told him that if he ever asked to call Windows Vista, he was to burn the phone immediately. So he does. Kai is now a pile of dust, and Jay blows up Cole's house.
A person who...
I do want to preface by saying that a lot of this was going to be touched on more in later episodes, but they were kind of being hinted at in episodes 3 through 6, so I just wanted to let you know. So where the frickety frack are they? They're technically still in Ninjago. They've been merged into a strange realm called the Realm of Abstraction. You can't get there by normal means. No dragons, no traveler's tea, nothing. The Realm of Abstraction is not a physical place. It's a parasitic, semi-sentient dimension that invades other realms by eroding their inhabitants' sanity. It blends into a realm, corrupts it, and consumes it. Rinse and repeat to the next realm. So why does everyone have weird powers? Glad you asked, me from 10 seconds ago. As the realm drains someone's sanity, it gives them random, often chaotic powers. These abilities aren't gifts. They're tools for destabilization, meant to spread madness faster. This dubs a person as a catalyst. Their powers make others lose their grip on reality. The more madness, the faster the realm spreads.
I'm Peppa Pig. Would you like to be my friend?
Lloyd is one of the weakest in this world. He can flicker in and out of existence briefly, not really helpful. He's constantly in pain. I mean, having your brainstem turned into Keanu Reeves, having your legs be amputated, it's like kind of like that. Just, he's not having a good time. He also bickers a lot with Kai, and he spirals over memories of Harumi, but there's not really much going on for him. Kai has been everywhere that needs an important role. He was the judge in the court case, he was the news anchor in the news report, he was the drama show announcer, and he's also had sexual relations with the moon. His powers originally came from Zane, back when Kai still had his sanity, probably as protection, but now he's fully insane and is using that power against Zane, teaming up with Jay. His only remaining thread of who he was is that he remembers Nia as his sister. Speaking of Nia, she is completely sane, which makes her very unique. Because she still has her sanity, she has no powers. The realm can't fully consume Ninjago until everyone has lost their mind. Nia's resistance is one of the last things holding Ninjago back from being fully consumed. She's tired, confused, and frustrated, but she's still herself. The only question is, how long can she hold out? The other person holding back the line is Cole. Cole has not said a single word in this entire series, because insanity thrives on reactions, and Cole gives it nothing. He doesn't feed into the madness. However, he does have powers, but they're kind of unstable, because they're tied to Zane, and Zane is not mentally present. Their mental disconnect limits what Cole can do. For now, he can just mostly vanish for some reason, burn small objects like the little phone Zane had, and that's about it. Zane is the second most powerful person in this world. His mind is shattered, but his powers are near limitless, like giving an 8-year-old creative mode in Minecraft. No focus, no control, nothing. When he was still sane, him alongside Cole tried to stop the spread of madness. This is actually shown in a hidden video from episode 6 that I hid the URL in, called Enforcer Condemned, which follows Zane's breakdown after failing to save Kai and Lloyd. He thinks that he messed up, he's losing his mind, he feels himself slipping, they still can't find Nia, it's all crashing down on him. And then suddenly, Jay appears out of nowhere and is like, where's my baby butt paste? And Zane's like, I don't have that, stop asking. Jay continues to pry him, he's like, I'm not leaving until I get the baby butt paste. Zane's like, I can't stand you anymore. You have until the count of 3 to leave, but Jay, doesn't leave. Zane tries to attack him, but doesn't work out, and then Jay literally sucks the last bits of his sanity out. Now Zane is a raw, chaotic force of power, but despite that, he still tries to help. He saved Nia from the wasps, he hurled Jay into the Venus dimension, he helped Nia break into the Amazon warehouse, so he hasn't contributed to the madness, and that's a threat to the realm. And Jay knows that, and he's exploiting it. Jay triggered Zane further by claiming he had Pixel in his Bengay cream, Zane's core memory. This causes Zane to snap snap out of it and plunge into a deeper state of psychosis. It implies that Jay has kidnapped Pixel, so that's kind of why Zane had that reaction. And the Pixel that Zane was on the date with in episode 2 was not the real Pixel. He was imagining her as a means to cope. What does that sound like? Jay is the most powerful character in the entire realm because he's the realm's will. He does not care about anyone else. He does what he wants, when he wants, and with purpose. He destroys, manipulates, and mocks. Every move he makes serves to destabilize others. He destroys Cole's house. He ambushes Nia with 10,000 wasps. He pushed Zane into a deeper state of madness. Jay sees Cole, Nia, and Zane as threats. People still resisting the realm's control. Well, maybe just with like Cole and Nia, but with Zane, it's like he's a walking powerhouse, but he's not doing anything. He needs to be destroyed. I was working on episode 7 before I ended the series, so that one is in more detail, but it was just not finished. Episodes 8, 9, and 10 were never finished, but they do have bullet points on what they were going to be about. These descriptions are not going to contain too much of the crazy stuff, just the plot, because I would make the plot first and then I would add the crazy stuff in later. Episode 7 starts with Cole mad about his house, and then Kai and Nia have a little argument. Zane chucks Cole's house organs away because it looked like Lloyd needed them for some suspicious reasons. Lloyd and Kai go back and forth until Zane mentions that there is a place that houses are grown in. Everyone gets excited and Cole gets the gear, and they make their way up to Mount Chloride, a place riddled with horror beyond human comprehension. There's yearning Yukon XLs, Denny's, and shopping carts with a credit score of 26. Lloyd, of course, is the victim of all these creatures, but it turns out it's gonna be more than a day's trip, so they set up camp in a clearing, and they tell spooky stories around Bill Gates. Maybe Bill Gates is the fire. I don't know. But Jay is suspiciously quiet this whole trip, kind of keeping an eye on Cole the entire time. Nia and Cole share a tent, and Nia rants to him, and she ends up saying something that slips out, and it could be categorized as crazy. She realizes that, and she gets scared, thinking that she's losing her sanity, but Cole puts a hand on her shoulder, and they both go to sleep. Later, everyone wakes up, and they continue their journey. They make it up to the mountain peak, and see a luscious spread of houses to pick from. Zane chooses the nice black house for Cole, but Nia seems out of it and questioning if she's really losing herself, and Jay definitely notices. Episode 8 takes place in a game show called Friendly Quarrel, where Kai is the host and there's 2 teams. Zane, Lloyd, and Jay are on one team, and then Nia and Cole are on another. And they answer a bunch of stupid questions like name something that Lloyd has told the Queen of England. Throughout the game, Jay has been staring at Cole, picking up on the fact that he's trying to protect Nia. After the game ends and Team Insane wins, Jay pulls Cole aside, saying that he is fighting a losing battle and that Nia is already spiraling, just like Zane was before, which really makes Cole upset, and Jay walks away. Episode 9 takes place in the Big Back Bake Show. Zane is the judge as everyone tries to bake stuff, and you can already guess what's kind of going on. Lloyd's on fire, Kai's adding IRS into his cake, Jay is still staring at Cole, and Nia's speech has been flipping back and forth from insane to normal. Cole knows he can't do anything without Zane, and Jay knows this. It's only a matter of time before Nia loses her mind. Lloyd ends up winning miraculously, but not before Nia starts to scream out that she can't take it anymore. Quickly, Jay acts, and Cole moves to stop him from reaching Nia. Jay sends Cole flying, but something in Zane shifts, and he moves to help Cole up, which Cole wasn't expecting at all. And Zane says that he is the crime investigator, and no one punches his crime investigator. He starts to slightly glitch, and before Jay can suck out Nia's sanity, Zane punches him 10 nautical miles away. Episode 10, the finale, takes place 4 seconds after episode 9. Jay comes back, glitching out, saying it's time to play, like we're gonna go down, Zane. And Cole is pretty surprised that Zane is actually fighting Jay because he thought that all this time that he was insane. But Jay comes back and starts to fight Zane. Zane gets knocked down, and then Kai starts fighting Cole, but Cole knows that Zane can't beat Jay like this, so he decides to do the most dangerous thing ever and show a picture of Pixel to Zane. This makes Zane into the glitched out mess. This full-on battle gets intense as Zane and Jay are bending space and time just to kill each other, but it ends with both of them on the ground unconscious. Zane doesn't get up, but Jay does, and he's laughing the entire time as he turns into a black hole. Cole takes Nia's hand and tries to make them disappear, but it doesn't work. You can't really escape a black hole, and everyone and everything gets sucked in. We fade in to see Cole standing in his house again, his old house. We see Kai fade in from the window, talking about the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth. Zane adds that the core of a star during its supernova phase is hot, and Jay calmly states, "You should have never tried to save her," and it starts to quickly go by each episode to episode 3, and when it gets to Jay, he doesn't have a lawyer. The end. Just saying all the plot stuff about this series, it actually kind of makes sense, and also kind of weird. It's like, when did this series kind of lock in? I don't know. But again, like I said, I always put the plot first, and then I write the weird stuff afterwards. So there was probably gonna be about, I don't know, 2 minutes of just the insane stuff, and then 1 minute of plot in each episode. I really did like making this video because it actually gave me a chance to show what has been going on with this series, because I did put a lot of time and effort into trying to craft a story. It's not the best story, but for my first like Ninjago AU kind of thing, well actually I don't think it's my first Ninjago AU, I think I've had others, but this is like the more like serious one. Like and subscribe for more Ninjago content. I'll be sure to try pumping out some more Ninjago videos in this content drought that we're going through right now. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.